Hey, it's working. We're back.
Let's go.
Didn't mean to throw you in the ring like that. How you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
Good, good,
Chilling,
good.
chilling.
So, you are Mac NL. Is that right? How you say that?
Yup, Mac NL.
Okay, cool. And you're out of New Orleans,
Yes, ma'am.
born and raised.
Born and raised.
Wow. All right. And you are a rapper. I haven't had a chance really to listen to much of your music because we got the email from your manager or PR person, whatever, and then I was like, hey, you want to do a live stream tonight? And he's like, I can see it.
Yeah,
So yeah.
very short
Um,
notice.
what about your music you want people to know, like right off the bat?
Well, if you're not from New Orleans, bounce music is really like the heart of everything in New Orleans. So, I grew up around a lot of bounce music, a lot of Big Frida, and so my music is kind of like, I would say it's I would compare it to the vocals of bounce music thrown on top of mainstream beats. So it's kind of that New Orleans feel,
Okay,
but it's not too different to where people who not from New Orleans feel polarized by it.
it's good that you consider that. Uh, that's one thing. This trip we're planning to take down there, March 24th through the 27th. Kind of trying to shed a light on some artists from New Orleans that aren't mainstream. I mean, Big Frida just recently became sort of more well known, right?
Yeah,
But and the bounce music, people know about that. But when people think of New Orleans, they think Lil Wayne, like
right.
other parts of the world. They think about Birdman, all that stuff. Um, like if you had a message for people outside of even like Louisiana about New Orleans music, like what would it be?
I would say you just got to give it a chance. Like a lot of people, a lot of my friends, I go to Loyola,
Okay,
which is in uptown New Orleans, and a lot of my friends who aren't from here had never heard of Currency, TZ, Rob 49,
crazy.
Magnolia Shorty, none of those guys. And
Currency is
so,
definitely consistent.
Yeah,
yeah, so like, really, I would just say like, New Orleans is definitely one of those places that's always had a rap scene. It just hasn't always had a voice outside of Lil Wayne,
right.
and Cash Money. But definitely give Jet Life a try. Jet Life is the current like blossoming label in New Orleans. That's Currency's label, and man, like
Right.
there's so much talent. You just got to know how to market it, and that's really what makes the difference. I feel like coming out New Orleans. Because if you don't make sure people outside of NOLA know who you are, then nobody's gonna hear about you.
Really? Okay. And I think that was also the aim of what I'm trying to do down there is get some lesser known artists like some time in the spotlight, just our little spotlight, but the spotlight nonetheless, because a lot of our audience is like New York or California. So there you go. But so you're going to Loyola right now?
Yeah,
Because
I'm a freshman at Loyola.
okay, I was gonna ask how old you are,
I
but
just turned 18 in June.
okay, because if you hadn't,
Damn.
I'd have to get some consent from somebody. But okay, cool, you're legal.
Non-disclosure.
You're right. That's awesome. You're young. Like, have you been listening to rap your whole life and going around going to like different music stuff in New Orleans?
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't even just say rap music. Like, I would definitely say the music I make is hip hop, but I
Yeah,
grew up on a lot of jazz music. I used to play the drums.
cool.
Lots of blues, rock and roll. Like New Orleans really has everything, man. So I would say like definitely the main two genres, jazz and rap music, but I grew up on everything. I didn't really start rapping until I was like maybe 12 years old. But I've always had music be a
Pretty
big
young.
part of my life.
Yeah,
Who's somebody that like super influenced you to like to do your thing
Lil
like
Wayne,
music?
100%. I know y'all was just talking about
that's
Lil
everybody knows
Wayne.
Lil Wayne, but that's
noted.
I can't
Oh,
name one Lil Wayne song that I think is a bad song, which is really like,
you know what's
uh,
wild is like that Little Wayne album, but the rock and roll. That wasn't
yeah,
that wasn't a bad album. Like there was some tracks on there, but that's your most influential rapper is you would say Little Wayne.
I would say Lil Wayne or 50 Cent.
That's crazy.
Which is
That's a
kind of
tough.
I know that's a weird one, but I feel like 50 Cent, um, like 50 Cent, I wouldn't say I know all of his music,
Yeah,
but Get Rich or Die Trying is like top to bottom, front to back, probably my favorite project.
yeah.
Yeah, ambitious music makes you want to do stuff.
So that you would say that inspired you, that album, along with
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my music, I've dropped a few albums, but right now I'm really trying to focus on making sure everything that I put out is just my best work because
Right.
that's really what I gained from listening to those guys who made it, was like they would never put out just like a okay verse. If
Right.
it's not their best verse, then they're not gonna put it on anything.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah, that's good. So you kind of have that same work ethic when it comes to school and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm actually Loyola's the first school to ever have a hip hop R&B major.
Oh,
So,
really? I didn't know they
um,
had that there.
yeah, so I think a few schools have started doing it now, but Loyola was the first. So we actually have Grammy award winning and Grammy nominated producers, engineers. We've got lawyer, like everyone who's teaching me at Loyola
Yeah.
is a name in the industry, and they really know how to bring the connections in and make sure that we actually get to live through it instead of
Right.
just teaching us about it.
That's really cool. So is that what your major is?
Yep.
Wow,
That's
that's awesome.
fire.
Hell yeah. When did they start that? Do you know?
Oh, it's been at least 10 years. I know that it was a music industry study, but now you can delve deep into specifically hip hop.
Wow. I would think that the first school would have been somewhere like in New York, like with KRS-One teaching it or something. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
he's
I mean they're starting to catch up. They're trying to catch up for sure.
ketchup. Yeah, maybe
But
we should.
Loyola is definitely where it's at.
I'm trying to get everywhere in New Orleans and get a little taste of everything, so that might be worthwhile to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it'll be the week. So I got your music pulled up on here. You got about 4 videos, I think, on your channel.
Yup.
Yeah. Do you have a full album out?
I have a couple full albums out, but a lot of it's old stuff. So if y'all were gonna play anything, I would play that Buku Bounce.
Okay, like don't play the old stuff. Yeah, I understand. Like I have like old mixes. And I'm like, why don't I take these down?
Yeah, I feel that.
Were you 12 when you put those out, or somewhere around
I
there?
think on Spotify you can go back to when I was 14.
Wow.
But I actually the first stuff that I dropped until about like 2023, I would have been in Atlanta making that, because that's where I used to go to record before I got established down here.
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
I lost
Interesting.
audio.
Is there you lost audio? That's on your end. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's good.
Okay. Oh, he's okay. Someone in the comments said Mac is star in the making, Swerve Music. And then Column said, this guy's kind of tough. Money Badger said, Flex. All right, all right. Got some fans watching. Where are you? Come back here. All right. No, that's on your end, dude. Go to your settings. Oh, there you go. We can hear you now.
All right, back.
All right, let's get back to this ad. But this is all very cool. I think we had someone on that was we had someone on that was 17. YRD Markey, I couldn't remember his name, but he's in Virginia.
Mm.
So almost the youngest, but not quite.
Yeah.
All right.
Bitch, I'm in that pocket now.
That shit 100 times.
Buku people, buku music, buku diamonds dancing. We run the show, we turn the backyard to a fucking mansion. Got buku motion too, the way I pop my collar. You can't fake this way, little babe, just get to moving hips and party dancing. Got buku people help me out to get to where I'm at now. I walk backstage and got denied, I ain't even need no pat down. It's buku people trying to skip the line, can't get no handouts. Few them people hate it back then, bet they jealous right now. Got buku motion, yeah we lit. Pop bottles, pot tags, pop a 6. I ain't afraid to pop a record, pop my shit. Larger than life, feeling tougher than a bitch.
This is hard.
Okay,
Appreciate
yes. Is this a special effect, or do you have like a brother or something?
So basically the way we shot that is we had a tripod and some stabilizers, and a lot of those shots are just 2 or 3 different shots of me, and we comp it together.
You never know. We had some twins on a couple weeks ago, so you
How
know.
long you say you been
yeah?
recording?
Probably since I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, you got perfect cadence in your flow, man. There's like, you usually can hear like a glitch or something. Nah, you got that one. For that couple of seconds I heard, that's fire.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah,
No doubt.
production's
Appreciate it.
very good. Production's
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Voice sounds good. I mean, I'm impressed for real.
It's buku motion when you get up in that mix. I'm sorry, mama, but I gotta get fucking lit. And fuck you to the buku people on my tick. Y'all ain't never been in part of this, gon' stay just like it is, like it is. I'ma tell it like it is. Got Got buku people from the north, yeah, in my biz. I ain't gon' pay you for the beat, but I do splits. I'm making hits and I never play the miss.
All right. What did that chain say? Vocal what?
Vocal rest. So this is a funny story.
Okay.
Around like August this year, it was actually this song Buku Bounce was the last song I got to record before I actually blew my vocal cords out.
Oh no.
And I didn't think it was that serious. I was like, oh, I probably got a cold or something. I give it a few weeks and it's not getting better. And I keep trying to rap and it's just getting worse and worse. So I had to go to I think it's called an END,
Okay.
ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Right.
And they were like, yo, like, we got to give you scans and shit to make sure you're not, I guess if you overuse your vocal cords too much, they can get paralyzed, which would mean I couldn't like rap anymore. So I
Wow.
go to the doctor and they take this camera and they put it all the way down my throat to make sure I was straight. But shit, I just had to relax for a bit. I had to stop rapping. So I used to walk around with this chain that said vocal rest.
So people knew.
Yeah, so people know not to talk to me basically.
Wow. That's crazy. Like how hard were you going? Like, you know.
You was
Well,
yelling, bro.
so my voice is kind of raspy.
Uh-huh.
And what I found out, the science behind that is that's because my vocal cords are scratching together more extra.
Wow.
So that's why it can become dangerous. So I just gotta I actually live by that vocal rest chain. I was about to wear it today, but I live by that now. So I gotta make sure like if I'm in the studio at night, in the morning, I'll be quiet.
Okay. Give yourself that like self-care that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for number one. That's important. Awesome. That's really cool. And to like figure that out when you're younger is awesome too, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Um so like what is there anything about the New Orleans music scene that is not necessarily trying to put a focus on the negative, but something about it that you kind of wish was different, or is there like certain obstacles that are specific to the city, you think?
I think so for sure. I mean, if you look at some of the main cities, like even before I was born, you had New York, LA, Chicago, but you also had here.
Mhm.
And I think that a lot of what stopped New Orleans from being what people all around the country think of when they think of rap music is like a lot of the stuff here doesn't evolve as much, which I think there's something beautiful to that. Like bounce music is evolving, but it's still bounce music. So it's evolving kind of into a thing of its own, which I think is a positive. And I think the only negative you get from that is just a lot of people just don't really think, if big labels aren't down here signing artists,
Right.
um, there's no one who's really pushing to everybody like check out what's going on in New Orleans. And I feel like that comes with time, but I do think that um going from having the hit records by Juvenile, Lil Wayne, Birdman, everybody, to whereas now you got in New Orleans you really got Currency, Rob 49, and then you got guys like Nino, Calvin, YD the Illest coming up right now. But I'm really trying to change the way New Orleans rap is perceived. I want to make something positive out of a negative, and I definitely do want to bring more eyes to not just myself but the community.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome because that's kind of what our goal is, in our going down there and stuff. So maybe we can link up, at some point when we're down there
Let's
and
do
work.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
we have a couple artists that we're definitely locked in with, and a couple venues too. So there's a possibility for an event, a high possibility. So we can
Yeah, let's do it. Let me know if y'all need anything, man. Let's do it.
appreciate that. And let me say this about New Orleans too. We did a little like, video. I wouldn't call it a mini documentary, but like this one I'm trying to do. But we went to Denver and we went to Memphis. And both times I did the same exact thing. I made a flyer, said, "Hey, any artists in Memphis, anyone in Denver want to link up while I'm there? Let's work, blah, blah, blah." No one responded. And with this one, it's been like ridiculous. Like my phone is like hot because it's just, nonstop people like, "Yeah, I want to work out. What do you need? Let me know." Like offering food and places to stay and just like all kinds of stuff. So it really, that's what New Orleans is like when you go there too. Just the
Yeah.
people are so like welcoming and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, you
Southern
can't beat it.
hospitality.
But the Southern hospitality isn't everywhere though like that.
That's a
Because
fact.
I'm in Monroe, so and I've been lots of places in the South, but New Orleans is really something special for real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How many have you been to lots of other places in the country or outside of the country?
I would say, I mean, anybody who would listen knows that I can't stop singing praises of where I'm from.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been all over. I've been to Atlanta, LA, New York, Maryland, Georgia, wherever you want to. Most places in the South and a lot of those big music cities I've been to, and really just that's really why I went to Loyola. I couldn't find anywhere that I loved as much as New Orleans. And it didn't really hit me until I was like 10 years old. I didn't even realize because it's kind of a small town. Like it doesn't have a high population. So when you're learning about the country when I'm a kid, like all of a sudden people are talking about New Orleans and history, and like it's kind of starting to hit like, wow, like this is one of the main cities, like main tourist attractions. Um,
Right. Right.
because like nobody in New Orleans has ever met a stranger.
Right. That's
It-
exactly it. Yeah.
yeah, it's such a small town, but it feels so connected. And I just really feel like you can't go anywhere and get that kind of big city environment, but with a small town feel where everybody's your friend.
Right. Really. That's so true. Um Now do you have any projects or albums coming out in the near
Yup, I'm working on an album right now. That Buku Bounce is a single off the album. I'm actually dropping a song called Flex around Mardi Gras time, and that's
Okay.
gonna be a little dance joint on some New Orleans stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got some stuff coming for sure.
All right. And you're on all the platforms, I guess. And
Yup, I'm on everything. It's MacNL, MAC space NL, like never lose.
okay.
And I'm on Instagram as MacNL_.
I'm gonna
Okay.
definitely follow you.
We'll give you
I'm
a
interested in some more. Like that joint
Yeah.
that I heard was fire.
Dang, bro, let's
Play a
tap in.
little- Let's
Yes,
play a
sir.
little more. Which other song do you want to use as a?
Let's
Let's
play
play.
Uptown.
Okay. And for those who don't know, buku, what does that mean?
Buku means a lot. So Buku Bounce, that song went through so many different changes. It was originally Swerve Music, who I think you said did a comment. He was the original engineer of that song. And then Sensational, which is a producer who also goes to Loyola, made the beat along with 100 Ton, which is a producer group out of New Orleans.
All right. Yeah, Money Badger said, "Can't wait for Flex."
Yup.
Do you have a lot of people at the school that recognize you from your music? Are you is that something that works to your advantage at all, or?
I would say in high school, like I was definitely all the people who went to high schools in New Orleans kind of knew who I was. I think at Loyola, because so many people there are rappers, like it's more of a I used to be a big fish in a little pond in New Orleans as a whole, like talking about at high school people rapping, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely, I would say, people know who I am, but it's not a big thing to them because everybody's like me. Like Loyola has so many hard workers who are just trying to get it.
Right. And there are a couple famous people that live there that if you see them all the time, because it is a smaller population-wise city, then it's not like a big deal after a
Yeah,
while.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. This is Uptown.
Yo,
Read it.
I made this when I was 16. This video was shot all around New Orleans.
I just been poppin' my shit, yeah, we nah. Mackin' out from the time. She want a brand new bust down, so I told her quit, better bust down. She using me as a crutch now. Thinking about me, I'm a crush now. She like the way I be telling stories. Paint the picture with a brush now. Told her I don't do the light now. She a Christian, but she cuss now. Boy, I toss it, they state now. I don't really got no trust now. Booty call, she won't run round. Hard call, my shit night now. Told her focus on my funds now. Ice blinding like the sun now. I would trade it for a plain Jane, but she come in bed the same day. She wanna do it like Great Danes. It's a new me on the same days. Seen the music making great plays. Tryna catch it like a late train. I was never one to face change. Now I'm steady going great places.
Sorry, I gotta pause it for the copyright demons. But yeah, No, are those your real friends?
Yeah, that's that video, man. That video was shot. It took us
So,
1 day.
hey,
That's
wow.
probably 10 total people were in that video. We just the director really dressed it up amazing.
Yeah, they did, and the song is, and you on it is amazing too. Like, definitely.
Thank you, appreciate
You
it.
have a unique sound, and it's
You got
like,
perfect headphone voice.
headphone voice.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it
Yeah,
sounds good
like you
with
can.
headphones, right?
Yeah, like you can just zone out. Like I'm definitely going to look this up, and I'm gonna have to grab some of them songs, man. But you got my son's sitting right next to me. He's sitting there, and his head's going crazy. So I know,
Yeah,
and he's
thank you,
he's he's
dog.
13, so I know he's like you got it, bro.
Tapping into that stuff.
Thank
Yeah,
you, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
shit's fire, bro.
yeah. And it seems like the kind of like the stuff that you talk about. It's almost like you're talking to like a buddy or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's very laid back, but it's also kind of like impactful at the same time. I'll play some more.
16, chasing main stages, coming from under his great basements. Think you the man when you sneak dissing. In the studio, we trade places. Shoot my shot, got some great gauges. I heard your bass will make amazing. Take my spot, boy, you can't take it. I cannot do the fake placements.
So who made this beat?
So this was produced by shit. I'm forgetting his name. I think his name was Boy Yanel, who was
Okay.
a producer who I met online. But the song was engineered, mixed, and mastered by A. Levy, who's a New Orleans native.
Yeah, I've actually reached out to him because he has, I guess, some properties and around
Yeah, he's the
music.
man. He got all type of businesses. Shout out A. Levy. He's fire.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, he really was one of the main people. Him and Swerve were the two people who really gave me a shot when I was young.
Yeah.
Just letting me in the studio, like you could see. I mean, I don't know if I look different, but I'm young. I'm stiff in that video. I was 16 when we shot it. Like
16? Yeah.
it really wasn't. I might have been 17 by the time it came out, but I was
Right.
pretty young in that video, and like this was the era in my life that I feel like put me a step ahead. A lot of people my age now getting into rapping was that I had people who would take a shot on me and just really give me a space to record. And
Right.
I couldn't come up with the bread at the time. They would give me a space to record and just be like, "Yo, this one's free, bro. Like you got to work on you." And I think without those people, in my early career, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today for sure.
Right. That's awesome. You have like all that support around you too. I mean, I was going to ask you, do your parents do music or people in your family, whatever?
So my stepdad, who actually shot this video,
Wow.
he used to be in a lot of like indie rock bands, and he's the one who put me on to a lot of music when I was younger. But his actual job, he runs a commercial film company. So
Hmm.
he used to direct videos for Big Frida, Juvenile. So he definitely is tapped in. And I think all three, my dad, my stepdad, and my mom, all three of my parents definitely have helped me become kind of like media trained. And they also made sure, like from the time I was like 15 and started kind of like maturing, they were like, listen, like we support you doing this, but we're not going to drive you anywhere or fly you anywhere or whatever if you're rapping about drugs and like bitches and shit like that. So that's why a lot of my music, I can talk about going to a party, but I'm not always going to talk about some of that stuff that would be a negative influence to the youth
Yeah.
because
Like par for the course in most,
yeah. So I think that's what I'm most thankful for out of my parents is just making sure that I'm a positive influence.
Mm-hmm. That's really awesome because, I wasn't sure what to expect since I didn't have the chance to dive into your music. So I'm really glad that that's a
Yeah.
part of it.
Well structured young man. Like you can be around grown folk company. Like you know what I mean. You ain't scraping and sliding. You know what I mean. I
Yeah.
can tell you got a good head on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I
man.
think that also is helpful for being like longer lasting, in the industry because, you're more likely, I think, to be just like a flash in the pan if you're talking about all that stuff,
Yeah.
He got a the way he's rapping, you can tell like his following is gonna grow up with him, and they're gonna just
Exactly.
mature with him. Like you got some solid stuff here, buddy. Keep
Mhm.
rocking, keep rocking. fam.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we definitely need to link up and talk about some stuff because I think that we could definitely make some things happen. I'd like to make some things happen that benefit the community, not just from exposure or whatever, but to help out some actual bona fide charities or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we can talk more about that. And yeah. When did you say you had a date for the next album coming out or no?
No date yet. If y'all want to peep some music, we got that Flex coming out early March. Just follow me, MacNL, MACN like no L like limits
Let me put it up here.
_ on Instagram. And yeah, man, just hit me up, hit my manager up. Let's get something going on, man. I really appreciate y'all giving light to New Orleans, and this is definitely the place to tap in for sure.
Right. And I'm looking forward to just like having a fucking ball while I'm there. So
Yeah.
right.
Definitely,
That
it's
will
gonna be
do.
my first time down there. I'm up in Pennsylvania, so
Oh, all right.
yeah. So like like when you were saying like the music and stuff like Juvie and Wayne and stuff. We only got a little bit of that music. Like for y'all to be down there and get it on firsthand. Because I remember when the first time I heard and they were like, "What is this?" I was like, "This is crazy!" Like this, and then I got a C murders. I got a hold of some C murder, and I remember I had a big C murder poster. But for the fact that y'all were down there, like, and,
Yeah,
you're getting
it's
influenced by
the
that.
swag. It's the
Right.
swag that makes it different in the South for sure.
Facts.
Yeah,
South
definitely.
got something to say.
And that same video, I was in Denver at the time. I don't know how old I was. I don't even want to say, but when that Ha video came out, I was like, wait, just like passing by or
Different.
something. Wait.
We ain't never seen nothing like that. Like it was
No,
different. It made a
definitely.
different impact.
Like the video, the sound, everything.
Yeah.
But when you dive deeper into New Orleans music, it's all like a little different. That's what's great about it. And you're right, there's like a part of the style has remained, which some people might perceive as like it's not evolving, like you said, but at the same time, it's just like the flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first song you played, that can go on rotation with everything. Like,
right.
She DJs, I DJ.
Mhm.
I spin parties, and that I can throw that on.
Man, hit me up, dog. Let's do it. I'll send you the DJ tracks. Let's get it.
Oh, send them to both of us.
Yeah. Well, you can send it to the Rapyard email.
All right, let's do it.
I'll
Yeah.
your manager and stuff. But yeah. All right. Could I get one favor from you before we go?
Yep.
Could you do a little DJ drop? Be like, this is Matt Kennel, you're listening to the Rapyard podcast kind of thing?
Yep.
Awesome. Just whenever you're ready.
All right, y'all. Cool. This is MacNL, and y'all listening to the Rap Yard podcast.
All right. Cool. Appreciate you. And thanks everybody for watching, everybody in the chat. We love you. And we will see you next time, next Thursday.